and nearly died from sepsis, and ignorance of this condition is killing millions. Well, we know a lot of women have a problem with sepsis, some using tampons, that's terrible, others shaving their underarms. Obviously, they don't take very good care of their razors, as men do when they shave, for example. Now, a visit to family in Glasgow for Christmas in 2015 nearly had a tragic ending for me, this article says. 2 days earlier, I had been repairing the lock on my garden gate when I scratched my hand on a nail. By the time I arrived in Glasgow, I was feeling unwell. 24 hours later, I was in University Hospital Hare Myers in a coma. I had developed sepsis. My family were told that I had almost no chance of surviving the night. I woke up from my coma 3 months later and spent another year getting back to full health. I'm one of the lucky ones. Sepsis affects more than 30 million people a year worldwide and kills an estimated 6 million people, of whom nearly 2 million are children. Of those who do survive, 40% will have post-sepsis syndrome, which leaves them with lasting physical and mental symptoms. Sepsis starts with a viral or bacterial infection, usually of the lungs, abdomen, or urinary tract, but it can also begin in a whole host of other ways, including a scratch, as perhaps in my case, or a bite. It's not the bug that causes a potential life-threatening condition. However, it's the body's response to the infection. A complete cascade of events is triggered to fight an infection in sepsis. This process becomes uncontrolled, rapidly accelerating and resulting in the failure of vital organs in the body, including the kidneys, the hearts, and the lungs. Like a match being lit, a tiny spark at one end of the match head spreads out rapidly, the flame grows quickly, and the match is destroyed by the flame. Unless it's blown out in time, the flame, quote-unquote, of sepsis in a body moves very quickly, and if my brother had not spotted those critical signs in time, or my treatment in the hospital had been delayed by even an hour, I would have died. Sepsis symptoms can include pale and mottled skin, severe breathlessness, severe shivering or severe muscle pain, not urinating all day, nausea or vomiting. If you or someone you know has one or more of these symptoms, you should call the emergency services immediately and ask, could it be sepsis? Anyone can get sepsis, although research suggests that people with a vitamin D deficiency have a higher risk of contracting sepsis than most. Vitamin D deficiency has also been linked to an increased risk of getting an infection, which may then go on to become sepsis. Promising avenues. Unfortunately, while it may be possible to treat the original infection with antibiotics, there is no specific cure for sepsis, only the symptoms can be treated. New research, however, shows that metformin, a drug used to treat type 2 diabetes, can reduce the impact of sepsis by limiting the body's immune reaction and protecting it from damage by free radicals, oxygen-rich molecules that can damage cells. Other promising research suggests that gene therapy may prove important in tackling sepsis by targeting a protein produced in the body called NF-κB, which malfunctions during sepsis. If successful, these and other treatments in the development have the potential to save lives and reduce the long-term impact of the disease on survivors. The latest research seems promising, but the greatest defense we have against sepsis is awareness of the condition in medical professionals and the public. But at the moment, awareness is alarmingly low all across the world. Surveys suggest that only 40% of people in Australia have heard of sepsis, and only 1/3 of this group are able to identify a single symptom. Figures are even lower in Brazil, where only 14% of the public know what it is. And although campaigning in the UK and Germany has created an awareness in over 60% of the people, knowledge of the warning signs is still limited. As you'd expect, awareness is higher among healthcare professionals, but there is a need for greater education within this group. A definite diagnosis is often difficult, and efforts are being made to establish clear guidance for healthcare workers across the world, including the rollout of an internationally recognized protocol called Sepsis 6. With time, scientific research may provide new treatments, but in the short term, greater awareness of the condition among the public and medical professionals is likely to have the biggest effect on saving lives and minimizing harm. So always ask, could it be sepsis? This is on the conservation.